You have reached Brad Steele's Awesome Toy Collector Review. I'm your man, Brad Steele, and today I'll be reviewing Transformers Studio Series Blaster and Eject. Transformers Studio Series Autobot Blaster and Eject. But before I get to the actual review, I just want to go over some of the beautiful details on this packaging. Up here, you have typical display windows showing you both the figure and all the accessories inside. Up in the corner you have the Transformers the movie logo, and in the other corner you have the Takara Tomy Transformers Generations logo. Along the side here it says Transformers. Then in the middle you have this beautiful illustration of both Autobot Blaster and Eject. And below that, you have Studio Series, Autobot Blaster, and Eject. Then over here, you have the 86 that represents the year the movie came out. And next to that, you have the 25 that represents the number that he is in the series. Below that, you have the Hasbro logo. Top of the packaging here, again, you have the Transformers the movie logo. Then on the side of the packaging here, you have Studio Series along the side. At the very top, again, you have the 8625. And in the middle, you have that very same picture you had in the front. Then down here says that he is indeed a Voyager class figure. Then on the side of the packaging here, again you have that 86, and you have that picture again on the side of the packaging. Then down here you have the Transformer Authentic logo. On the back of the box, you have all the figure's features, such as Autobot Blaster in his robot mode, Autobot Blaster in his boombox mode, and you also have Eject in both his robot and tape mode. In the very corner here you have the removable backdrop. Transformers Studio Series Voyager Class Autobot Blaster and Eject. Autobot Blaster's Hasbro ID number is 86-25. He was released on March 7th, 2024 with the suggested retail price of $34.99 and is available exclusively at Target. Autobot Blaster is a Transformers the movie inspired figure that converts into his boombox mode in 20 steps. His accessories include Eject, a blaster, removable backdrop, and instructions. Autobot Blaster stands 6.5 inches tall and he is meant for fans ages 8 and up. And now I'll go ahead and transform Autobot Blaster. I'll go ahead and convert him from his robot mode all the way to his boombox mode. But the first thing you'll always want to do before you transform any of your Transformers, you want to remove all the accessories. So I'm going to take his blaster out of his hand, just like that. And I'll go ahead and turn Blaster all the way around. You got this backpack right here. So what you go ahead and do, then want to go ahead and open up his backpack. For step 2, then want to go ahead and take Autobot Blaster's head. Go ahead and flip it into the back right there, just like that. For step 3, take this backpack right here, close it right up. Now on to step 4, you want to take Blaster all the way around. Then want to go ahead and take his arms and do the kind of like a T-pose, just like that. For step 5, then want to go ahead and take the forearms and swing them all the way up right there. It should be able to go on. It should swivel on the bicep, just like this. Take the forearm, swing them all the way up. And they swivel on the bicep, just like that. For step 6, then you're going to take the fist, and then once you're going to flip them down, do the forearm just like that. Go and do that to the other side. Take this fist, and flip them right into the forearm just like that. For step 7, take the forearms now and bend them right at the elbow joint, all the way up just like that. And do that to the other side. Take this forearm, go and bend it right at the elbow joint, flip it right in the bicep just like that. For step 8, then once you go ahead and take the arms now at the shoulders, bring it back down just like that. Down just like that. For step 9, once these little speakers here, then once you go ahead and flip them in just like that. Get to the other side, take that speaker, flip it in just like that. Step 10, then once you take his feet right here, flip it right in his leg. Now get it to the other side. For step 11, right at his waist right here, then want you to go ahead and rotate that all the way around, just like that. For step 12, you have these two red panels right there and right there. Then want you to go ahead and open up those panels just like that. Go to the other side, open up that red panel just like that. Step 13. Those panels you just flipped out step 12. At the top of those panels, you have the hinge joint right there and right there. On the inside, you have two gray panels right there and right there. Just go and flip that up just like this. Get to the other side, to that panel. Flip it up just like that. For step 14, then we take the legs right here and just turn them out just like this. You want to do that to the other side, turn that leg up just like this. Step 15. You have this panel right here. You have a hinge joint right there. You want to go and flip this panel all the way up just like that. Step 16 is a little bit tricky because you get these pegs right there and right there. You're going to get them in the portholes right there and right there. So all I'm going to do is swing the leg off, take that peg and plug it right in just like that. Do it to the other side. You go and take that peg, plug it in just like that. Everything's going to fit into place just like this. For step 17, you have that plate right here that you flipped up earlier on. You got two portholes right there and right there. You got a couple of tabs right there and right there. So I want to bring this plate down so it goes right over those pegs, just like this. For step 18, you want to go ahead and bed blaster right at the knees right there and right there. And on the inside of this panel, you have a tab right there and right there. You got a couple portholes inside of the chest right there and right there. You'll kind of want to bend it so those tabs go right into those portholes, just like that. Do it to the other side. Go ahead and bend them at the knee. Just go ahead and tab that right in. Now on to step 19. You want to go ahead and rotate blaster all the way around. And over here on the sides, you see these two pieces right here and right here. There's a hinge joint right there and right there. I'm going to swing these pieces up just like that. I'm going to do it to the other side, to that piece. Swing it up just like that. For the 20th and final step, you get this piece right here and right here. You have a swivel joint right there and right there. I'm going to rotate it around just like this. And you want to go and rotate it just like that. There's a tab right there, there's a porthole right there. You kind of want to plug them right into each other. Just like that. And now you have blaster in this boombox mode. Now I'm going to go ahead and convert Eject from his cassette mode into his robot mode. In the first step, we're going to take his leg and you just want to flip it out just like that. Take the other leg and flip it out just like that. For step 2, we're going to take the leg now and bring it down just like that. Bring the other leg just like that. Step 3. We're going to take Eject's legs and rotate it in just like this. We're going to do it to the other side. Take his foot. Let's rotate it in just like this. For step 4, we're going to rotate Eject all the way around. In the center of his back, you'll see this white piece right here. I'm going to flip that white piece out just like that. Because in step 5, you're supposed to rotate this head piece all the way around. You see his face. For step 6, all they want you to do is take these white pieces right here and just pull away from the hip. Just like that. Because in step 7, you take these arm pieces right here, you rotate them forward just like that. You rotate them forward just like that. For the 8th and final step, just go take those white pieces right there and just bring them down just like that. Do that to the other side, bring it down just like that. And now you have Eject in his full robot mode. Now that I have Blaster in his boombox mode and on my display table, so I want to go over some of his play features and accessories first by talking about Eject. And I still have Eject in his cassette mode, and there's a way to store Eject in Blaster while I was in his boombox mode. You do that by get these buttons right here below the tray, and you push it. This cassette tray pops open. Go ahead and grab Eject, just slide right into this tray. And this tray is spring loaded. push them all the way down, just click it shut. And now you have Eject stored in Blaster while he's in his boombox mode. And this boombox, another nickname for this boombox is a jam box, was all the craze in the 80s. You weren't cool unless you had a jam box on your shoulder or on the streets, so you could dance to it. And this is like predating Walkman, and people just like blasted their music, carry these around on their shoulders. It's really, really cool. And there's a lot of great detailing. You got like button detailing here, as you saw when I pushed it down, open that tray. You got knob details. You got some speaker details. It's a beautiful, beautiful boombox mode. But when you turn it around, that kind of gets lost because you see a lot of the robot parts right here. But as a collector, I'm not going to store Blaster unless he's facing front. And most times I'll be displaying him in this robot mode. But I mean, the boombox mode is fantastic. And if you're like one of those hardcore collectors, you're going to probably buy two of each. One to keep in his alt mode, and one to keep in his robot mode. But you're not going to have your boombox where this is all visible. But I say that this is it's a really, really cool thing. And Blasters is so popular. And for them to update Blaster and just bring out this feature with all the details, it's just fantastic. And Hasbro went above and beyond with this figure. But according to the instructions, there's a way to store his Blaster while he's in his boombox mode. When you do that, I turn him around again. You got a little tab right there, if you guys can see it. And on this Blaster, in the handle, you got a little porthole right there. Just go ahead and plug that right in. Just like that. And now you have Blaster stored while he's in his boombox mode. Fantastic figure. I mean, this figure was originally released for the Kingdom / Legacy series, which I do have on hand to do a side-by-side comparison. And as you can see, both of them have kind of different color schemes, but Blaster, the Studio Series version of Blaster, is a redeco. And a redeco is pretty much when they take a figure and they just change the paint scheme slightly, which that's what they did here, because the Kingdom / Legacy version of Blaster is more based on the Generation 1 toy, and the Studio Series is based more on the animated model from both the Generation 1 cartoon and the movie. I'm going to rotate around so you can see both the similarities and differences between both figures. And with the Generation 1 toy, you had more of the black, the brighter yellow, black speakers, had the more prominent grays. In the cartoon, of course, they don't have the translucent tray like the Generation 1 figure does. You see the blue translucent tray here, you have the yellow tray. Here you have it's more colored to fit more of the animated model from the Generation 1 cartoon series. And you have some of the color schemes too that kind of match more Blaster when he was in the movie. If I had to choose between both of them, I do like the Kingdom / Legacy version because the colors kind of pop more. But if you're gonna have a definitive version of Blaster, I have to say it's the Studio Series because it fits more the animated color scheme. But also with Eject, I'm going to take my Studio Series Eject out, and his cassette mode, he matches more the color scheme from the animated model for the Generation 1 cartoon series and the movie. Well, Eject for the Kingdom / Legacy version was more molded out of a translucent blue plastic, as you can see. You don't have the white here, so it doesn't really match the color scheme of the Generation 1 cartoon series, which is alright. Slide them over. When you turn them around though, you'll see that even in the back, you'll see them more in robot mode, but there's just some slight differences between both figures. But all in all, I would say if you missed out on the Kingdom / Legacy version of this figure, go to your Target, pick this guy up. He is fantastic. Now that Blaster in his robot mode and on my display table, I once again want to go over some of his play features and accessories, first by talking about his rifle. And this rifle is modeled after his signature rifle from both the anime series and the Generation 1 toy. This rifle is very unique because it's very large and has some very prominent features like a scope, has that big porthole in the middle. It was a really cool rifle. And in order to arm Blaster with this rifle, for the handle here you have a 5mm peg. Each one of his fists you have a 5mm porthole. Let's go and plug that rifle right into that porthole, and now you have Blaster armed with his rifle. Next accessory I'm going to talk about is his little companion Eject. And Blaster comes with the Eject. Of course, you could transform Eject into a cassette and store him into his chest. But I want to go over his robot mode. Because this robot mode, his color scheme's more animated, or it's more modeled after the animated model from both the Generation 1 cartoon series and the movie, as his blaster. So you have Eject right here, and he's tiny, and it's really cool. Didn't come with any of his blasters. You know, you got a lot of ball socket joints here, a lot of great details you can see. There you go. Really well done. You got a lot of the hollow kibble in the back, but I mean, like I said earlier, you're not going to display these figures with any of those parts, you know, being displayed. Even inside Blaster's form, you'll notice there's like a hollowed out right there, so it's not really, you know, not really a full figure. I mean, the back of the figure is pretty well done. You know, you don't see any empty holes except for the back of the thighs right here. Well, that's a pretty solid figure. I'm glad they finally did an updated version of Blaster. I mean, they had a couple go at it with Blaster, with, you know, the Cybertron series, and, you know, but it wasn't really Blaster in its boombox, and that's what everyone wants. And I know, like, boomboxes haven't existed for at least 30 years, maybe 20 years. I mean, you have radios now, but they're not boomboxes. Boomboxes, like I said, were a big craze back in the 80s. But I'll go ahead and put Eject off to the side because I want to bring in the Legacy / Kingdom version of Blaster and do a side-by-side comparison. I mean, this figure, you know, no matter which version you get, it's a great figure. The only difference between the two figures is the color scheme. Let me bring in Eject, because you can see the differences between the two Ejects too. This Eject was molded out of a translucent plastic. This color scheme's kind of different. I'm not sure what this color scheme was modeled after. It might be the toy. You see some of the gold paint in the chest here. But I'm not sure why they went translucent with Eject. Got the gray head. But this one was, the color scheme's more matching the animated model from Generation 1 cartoon series and movie, as is the figure 2. These two figures were more modeled. I can't really speak for Eject, but more Blasters, more modeled after the Generation 1 toy, because you have the translucent plastic for the cassette tray window here, and you got more of the black and the red, and that's the color scheme they used for the Generation 1 toy. You got the silver paint detail on the face. Here you have the white detail for the face. You have the painted over tray, and you got more of the gray to red. So it's easy. It was easier to animate the letter gray than the black, because you can't really animate black, and that's why they kind of altered the color scheme for Blaster for the animated series. But all in all, this is a really top-notch figure. Go ahead and pull Blaster back off to the side, because I would highly recommend picking up this figure if you missed out on the Kingdom / Legacy version of Blaster. I mean, they've currently released a Walmart version of the Generation 1 toy. I mean, Blaster's a very popular figure. The original Generation 1 toy, the model, or whatever you want to call it, any version of it, is very easy to find. Even you can find Generation 1 versions of Blaster in flea markets everywhere. I mean, I've seen them in toy bins. But this figure's top-notch. I highly recommend it. Lots of articulation. Very faithful to the animated model from both the Generation 1 cartoon series and the movie. But if you guys found any of the information in this review valuable, please like and share this video. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe to this channel. And I want to thank you for watching Red Steele's Awesome Toy Collector Review. I'll check you guys out next time.